Hi, my name is Mary Quinn, and I'll be talking about the article titled 8 Apps You Should Check Out Before School Starts by Laura Ascione. Below the author's name, you can find the link to the article from the school's site, eschoolnews.com. Before we get started, a little bit about the author. The author's name is Laura Ascione. She's the managing editor of content services for eSchool Media, which is the site where I found the article. She is also a graduate student at the University of Maryland in Phillips Merrill College for Journalism. The 8 apps mentioned in the article are How to Smile, Photo Stuff with Rough, Memebean, Loom, Aris, PBS Kids Cart Kingdom, Inkblot Underground, and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. I visited each of these sites, and while I found them all useful and encourage you to check them all out, for the purposes of this project, I'll be focusing on the ones I found most useful in my highlights section and elaborating on the ones I found the most limiting in the pitfalls section. The 2 I found most useful were the websites Inkblot Underground and How to Smile. Inkblot Underground is an iPad vocabulary game. It's free to download. In this game, it's set up as a character named Blot, and he has to travel through a cavern, solving problems to progress through the game. The problems they solve use morphemes, roots, affixes, and other vocabulary skills to gain attack skills. It's a really fun and captivating game for students. This game I think would be particularly useful for students, for probably ELL learners, because students need to deconstruct words into morphemes and into their smaller parts. Then they can switch words around and build new words with different affixes and suffixes, which is a really important skill in learning different parts of the English language. How to Smile is a good resource for teachers. I really liked this app. This is where teachers can share resources. Particularly this one focuses on science lesson plans. They have really good hands-on science experiments. I really like that it also directly lines up with standards. Each standard clearly lines up with each lesson and explains how it will get the student to meet each standard. I like that the teachers can leave feedback on these lessons. They can give tips about small changes they made to make each lesson more effective, or talk about what did or did not work in their lessons. This also is a site that has resources for grades pre-K through 12, which is amazing. The information spans so many grade levels, and it can be useful for teachers of all grades. Pitfalls. The 2 sites that I liked the least were Photo Stuff with Rough and the Transatlantic Slave Trade Database. Photo Stuff with Rough, this is a site that it's laid out as a game for students to learn about their environment. Specifically, these students take pictures and learn about substance properties. So they investigate surfaces and materials of everyday objects. They take pictures of it and compare different objects and properties such as liquid, gas, solid, and different textures to learn. I found this to be limiting because it's only one topic of one subject, and it's aimed at only grades K through 3. So while this might be useful for just a few lessons, or maybe for one unit, beyond that, I don't think I would ever use it. The Transatlantic Slave Database is a really complex information research system. It reminds me somewhat of using the database at Rutgers University to find research articles. So it's incredibly challenging for students to use. It may have very in-depth and good information. I just think that students might need more guidance and it would be very challenging to use. It's really only used in grades 10 through 12, so that's another limiting factor. I chose this article because it has a lot of good materials. There's a lot of variety. Some of them I found more useful than others. I would definitely use How to Smile. I plan on using it. I am thrilled that I found it. I think it's a great resource. These kind of applications that make life easier as a teacher are the kind of things that I really need to stay up on. And I'll definitely be integrating these into my next year of teaching. Some questions I have about this article. After browsing through, I'd like to know which apps do you find the most useful? Which apps are the most limiting in your opinion? And if you have other apps that you've used that you found really useful, what are these apps and how do you integrate them into your teaching?